Do you want super smooth gimbal shots? Then this video is perfect for you, as I will show you my 9 best secrets to get extremely smooth gimbal shots every single time, because it's probably one of the most asked questions on my socials. For this video we are using the Zion Crane 4E gimbal together with one accessory, which I will show you just in a moment why and how we use this. Every single tip in this video will improve the stability of your gimbal shots. So the more tips you can apply, the smoother your shots will be. You don't want to hold your gimbal like this with your hands close to each other, because like this your gimbal will wobble around and your arms will get tired pretty quickly. It's like holding your bicycle's steering wheel with 2 hands in the middle. You might smash to the floor because it's super unstable. As we hold our steering wheel with our hands like this to ride safely, same goes for the gimbal. You want to hold it like this, one hand here, one hand here. This is the tripod grip that comes with the crane, so you just screw it on. So you can hold it like this. Or what's even better, I have another extra grip. This is the Master Move grip that you can buy for your crane gimbal, and this way you have an extra grip which will give you more stable shots. Also, this extra grip comes with this wrist support right here, giving you extra grip. This is a rather inexpensive investment compared to your whole camera setup, and on top of this you will unlock super smooth low angle shots, which is a must for every car videographer. For the low angle shots, one hand here, one hand here, for extra grip. What is also nice about the grip is that you can just carry around your gimbal pretty easily, just like this. And if you want to turn it off, your camera for a moment, you can easily lock all the axes just like this, with the buttons that come on. And it's locked, makes it easy for you to carry around your gimbal without the hassle that it's going everywhere. That's a nice bonus here. Did you ever make a gimbal shot thinking everything was fine, and then when you're in the editing room you have this up and down movement in your shot, making the shot unusable? No problem, everybody who uses a gimbal for the first time has this problem. It's not a gimbal, it's just the way you walk. To reduce this up and down movement, we do something called the ninja walk. It's actually walking from your heel to your toe, like this. And when you practice this movement, you can really exaggerate the heel to toe movement. You have to actually be like a wheel that is spinning around, perfectly smooth. And remember, if you don't look silly, you're not doing it right. On top of this, if you look closely, I always keep my knees slightly bent throughout the whole gimbal shot. Also try to keep your back straight if possible. 50% of your smoothness comes from your gimbal, and 50% of your smoothness comes from your body and the way you move. So both are equally important. If you want to improve your ninja walk even further, I've got great news for you. I have here 2 shoes. One of them will give you smoother gimbal shots, one of them will make it worse. Which one do you think will make it better? Exactly, it's this one, because this shoe has some cushioning right here, and when you put your heel on the floor, this will partly absorb the shock, resulting in less up and down movement. I know it sounds silly, but the first time I ever used shoes with cushioning, it was like I was walking on clouds, and you really feel the difference. If you have Nike Air Max shoes, you know what I'm talking about. This is the Nike Black Gum specifically. Sneakerheads, let me know which shoes you are using for your filming jobs. I want to know. And if you want to level up fast, make sure to join our exclusive school community for automotive videographers. We do weekly live editing, live color grading, live Q&A, we review your edits, and so much more. It's where I and other top creators share everything we have learned so far, so you can skip the trial and error and grow your business faster. Surround yourself by people who are already doing what you want to achieve. I'll see you on the inside. Now imagine you are holding a heavy tray, not too difficult, right? Now hold it far away from your body. It will start to shake and it will be difficult to balance. Same goes for the gimbal. Hold the gimbal close to your body and your elbows tucked in towards your body for extra stabilization. When I started using a gimbal in the beginning, I always had the problem that the first second of my shot was too shaky and unusable, so I had to trim it out, resulting sometimes in shots that were unusable because they were just too short. Now it's pretty normal for a gimbal because the gimbal takes a second to balance and to start working. To counter this problem, let's say you want to start your shot here, just take 2 steps further and start your shot a little bit earlier. So by the time you hit your crucial point in the shot right here, your gimbal is working perfectly and smoothly. Have you ever driven with a friend who drives like this? He goes full throttle and then he lets go of the throttle, then full throttle and he lets go of the throttle. Annoying as now compare this to your friend who always drives in cruise control. Smooth and stable sailing. Same goes for your gimbal shots. That's exactly why you want to move at a continuous motion at the same speed. This will result in a smooth video that is very nice to watch. Move at the same speed throughout the entire shot. On top of this, you don't want to be making all these weird movements in the same shot. For example, you go straight, then you go sideways, then you go in a circular motion. Don't do this because you won't have a smooth shot at the end. It will look very wonky and weird. What you do want to do is keep your moves simple. Either you go, for example, a push-in shot in a straight line, backwards or forwards. You can go sideways in the same direction in exactly one smooth line. Or for example, if you want to make a shot of the rim, you can go in a circular motion. But don't do them all in one shot. Pick one, stay with it. You can also walk away in a circular motion. This will end up in clean, smooth shots. Just don't mix them up. Imagine you shot your clips at 60 FPS, 60 frames per second, and you work in a 30 FPS timeline. You can slow down your footage by 50%. Because 60 frames per second times 50% is 30 frames per second, and it will match your timeline FPS. Now let's say you want to slow down this footage by 40%. 60 frames per second times 40 doesn't equal 30, it is 24 FPS. Now what happens if your timeline shows 30 frames per second? You only have 24 frames per second in this slowed down shot. You're missing 6 frames per second, and that's exactly why some of your clips might look choppy, because there are frames missing, empty spots. So let's say you have 60 frames and there are missing a few because you don't have them. It will look very choppy. So don't do this. Always calculate your timeline FPS. Sometimes you take a specific shot and you want to go to the next shot and you think to yourself, yeah, the shot wasn't perfect, but I will put some stabilization in post-production anyway. Sometimes it works, but most of the times it doesn't work. A stabilized third is still a third. And that's exactly the reason why sometimes I take a specific shot 10 times, 15 times, whatever it takes to get the shot right until I have the feeling that it's actually good. Perfection doesn't always come from the first time. And if you do have to smoothen out any imperfections or you want to get that super lockdown stabilization shot, make sure to watch this video next because I will reveal how I stabilize my footage in post-production.